See. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
I could go get his little seat and sit
Down.
a little bit and see if he'd sit.
Daddy. Oh, Daddy.
Oh,
Tea.
sneeze.
Just.
No, don't give him kiss right now.
Yuck.
Like this. Duck. Off. On. On. Okay.
No, just leave it on, okay, so he doesn't fall out.
About a boy. This.
Sarah? No,
Me.
don't touch him, okay? Just leave, no, don't, Sarah, don't touch. Turn it off back there. You come over and help.
A boy. I.
Good
A
way.
boy.
Grab his face, please.
A base. This.
No.
No, don't put your hand in his face.
A base.
No, Dad
A
doesn't.
base.
Dad doesn't like that. No.
A base.
You wanna go sit down? You brownie.
No.
Hey, Teddy.
Do. Oh, wait. I think.
What are you doing, little
Okay.
girl?
Mom.
This is my boy. This is my guy.
No.
Hi, Todd. Wave to all your friends out there. Todd's 2 weeks old.
That's right.
14 days. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like 14 days have gone by.
Wow.
But is that that? Okay. Okay. Puppy.
Sleepy guy.
Mother. Mother.
Don't be zooming in and out.
Mom.
Just a little bit.
Mom.
Here, put him up on your shoulder and see if he turns his head this way and does his Mr. Magoo. Yeah, behind. Now you turn around and see what it looks like.
Todd.
You never.
Todd.
Mom. Mom.
Right.
Apple.
Okay, Mom.
Bye-bye. Passing in there and everything, Sarah?
Yeah.
Is that your seat or Todd's seat?
Dee.
Whose seat is it? Todd's?
Daddy.
It's Sarah's seat?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think it's Todd's.
Dad.
Did you fasten the bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure did, didn't you? Okay. I guess you just stay there today. Wait, wait, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And Sarah came to visit us for a couple of days.
movie camera. Ha ha, I knew you had the movie camera.
wet.
Oh, you're wet?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mom,
That's your problem.
I'm willing to perform.
Okay, yeah, you show a trick.
Bah.
The rubber wand trick on the
Here, Mommy, take the camera off, or you're not gonna be able to see.
Can I get you doing it on the camera?
No, I have to have people help me with it, Mom.
Oh,
I need you to do things with me.
okay, just a
Because I have
second.
to have audience to come up.
Jay's gonna do a magic trick, but he needs somebody from the audience, so.
Bah.
There.
This in here.
Bah.
Oh, I did that wrong. We'll put this in there. So it's hanging like this.
Sit down there, Sarah, and see what Jay's doing.
Whoops.
Sit down.
And I'm gonna pull it over to the right.
Oh, wet.
Pull it over there.
Wet.
Pull it. There. Cut. Now,
Not in the box.
you pull it
Do what am I
through
supposed to
there.
do?
You're supposed to pull it through there.
Oh.
Take it and pull it through there.
Oh, I can't do that, Jay. I can't do that.
Abracadabra. Hocus pocus.
Bah.
Hmm.
Bah.
See this one, Mom? Oh, I gotta do this
That-
like this.
Bah.
See, this is a nice sturdy one.
Yeah.
Bah.
Sturdy.
Go get a diaper.
And
A
just
strong one.
No. Uh-huh.
See?
Okay.
Ada. Ada.
Look at it. Look at the one.
What about, yeah?
Doesn't it look rubber? Like rubber?
little bit, I
Ada.
You did.
Ada.
Oh, I didn't put the magic on it.
Well, that's why it didn't look quite so
Oh.
rubbery.
Oh, I see.
Let me try it.
Like rubbery now?
No, I was doing it wrong. Abracadabra.
Okay, yeah. Now it does. Now it looks like it. Okay, now it's going up and down. Now it does. Okay.
Okay, do that rope.
Got toe games
So that's-
going on here.
Yeah, so that's a draw on that one, isn't it?
Ada.
Kitty cat one, that one.
Oh, I see.
And here.
Let's see.
Ada. Ada.
Oh, okay.
Ada.
Your turn.
Not right now, Sarah.
What you got?
Your turn.
Ada.
Okay. I'll take this one.
Off.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Your turn. Like checkers, you get to a point, you get one of them away.
Whoops.
Just give me a plate for you.
Get very many, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be kind of hard.
Real hard. There is a place on there.
Yeah, trying to find it.
I think there's a place. Oh, I think there is. Now look at that.
It's a pretty hard puzzle. I've often thought you could go at the corner, but I don't think that's legal either.
I did.
Go right through.
Yeah, through a corner, because that's like going through a fence post. You have to cross the fence.
Here, I'll draw one for you.
Oh, Sarah likes
A
to
vase.
You
face.
make a face like that?
Here, I'll draw a puzzle for you. Look.
Okay. Oh, put a face, put some teeth in it.
This.
Teeth.
Do an exercise, Sarah.
You do your exercises.
Good girl.
Hey.
Music stop.
Okay, do your exercise too.
No.
Yeah.
That's.
You better exercise again. Do your twist.
Just, like you say, just turn on the little propane tank and
Some people,
there's
yeah.
charcoal grill, or no, there's some rocks down inside of it to kind of keep it hot with one.
This.
We can, you can roast meat in there,
Yeah.
a chicken, or steaks, fish.
Is this outside too?
Yeah,
Or-
it just sits right
Yeah.
outside the door. I'm amazed. It really looks nice, and it's so easy. And in about 5 minutes, you can have it all heated up. It's got 2 little burners in there.
I'll die.
Toddy, here we come,
Toddy.
Toddy. Oh, here come Toddy.
That Toddy?
Kiss him on the top. Yeah,
Like this.
up on the top of his head.
You got the eye, but that's all right. There, okay.
Okay, that's enough kisses for now.
Get up here and get your picture taken.
I got.
Yeah, get your picture taken.
You're water-shaken.
Over here so we can
Don't
watch
say
the
hi to
camera.
Jay. I just recorded that.
Oh,
With your tongue stuck out, so that's the way you wanted, huh?
I didn't know that.
Want to get Toddy a kiss, Sarah?
I didn't know you were ready.
Aw, get that girl.
Ooh.
Where's Grandpa's whiskers? Where's Grandpa's whiskers?
I was so mad.
Ah.
I went
No.
I was so mad.
Yes.
I wanted to fly with my little
Yes.
little.
I'll die.
Well,
I'm recording.
I know.
I'll die.
Oh, Daddy, give
Look,
him a nice
I'm
little
gonna
hug.
have me.
Just a little one,
I'm
Sarah.
so mad.
Sarah,
No,
Sarah.
No, Sarah, don't squeeze him too hard.
I wanted to play hide and seek in the
He's
corner.
not a little dog.
I'll die.
Oh, no, yeah, be careful.
Look at your teeth.
Yeah.
Die.
Oh, it's your teeth squeaking.
Yeah.
It's your teeth
Is
squeaking.
that Todd's rattle, Sarah?
Mine.
Oh, it's Todd's.
Am I you?
You put it in his hand?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like a little bracelet.
I see.
Ooh, you're in focus.
Small.
You gotta see this here.
Might be kind of
Dad
small.
said, why don't you play in the
Oh,
same
no, no, no.
I didn't want to. Mom said, why don't you
Oop,
play
there
in
you
the
wanted to burp. That's
I
what
didn't
you
want
wanted
to do
to
that.
for.
It's just.
I was too
Yeah,
mad.
that's why you wanted to burp. Okay, that makes him
I
feel better.
wanted to practice my juggling show instead. Mom said, no, you can't. I wanted to tickle the goldfish, but Mom said,
Happy birthday.
Mom,
Happy birthday, Mom.
listen, Graham, listen to
That was a
this.
pretty nice song.
Hey, watch. I'll give you happy birthday. Here's happy birthday.
But can't you play that?
I did play this. I recorded it.
Now, you just played it. You just played it a minute ago and recorded
Hey, watch this. I love this. I just love this a lot. Watch this, Graham. I love it when I do this. Hey, Sarah, keep that off. Turn that off. Grandpa, listen to these.
Okay.
Watch these.
Explain to him what you're gonna play the game.
I'm gonna make arpeggio. Hey, working. It's not working.
Well, I think your batteries are getting a little weak. Kind of pat it on the bottom and it makes it. I think they're not either not in there real tight or up there.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
What are you doing, Sarah? You feeding your baby? JJ, turn it down a little bit, please. Not so loud. Thank you. Oh yeah, you have to burp her now, don't
What do
you?
you have to put over there for?
What?
Why do you have to put it on the table?
Because it lays flat. Hey, Grandpa, will you come in the other room? And I could play.
No. You just let Grandpa stay in here and play.
What'd the baby say?
I like to be picked up.
Picked up.
Bed? Yeah, her bed's down the basement, isn't it? Yeah. Why don't you get her bottle?
That was good.
Once you get the milk.
Okay.
Good morning. Should I serve coffee? I thought after I got over here. I'm glad you guys were able to come to our recital this morning. Most of what we'll do here was what these guys have worked up for Guild, the National Guild of Piano Teachers auditions this last week. But not all of it. A few of them were too tired of those songs and thought they could whip up another one real quick. I have a few changes in the program. Sarah Stewart, her last piece will not be Lively Rose. She wants to do Alberta instead. And Douglas Welk has scratched French Dance and Lively Row, and he's going to do Where's Barney at the beginning of his pieces. And Kenny Scarlett will not be here at all, so we'll go straight from Rebecca Womack to Bethany Stewart. Got that, Bethany? Okay. All right, now we'll begin with Lindsay Crawford. state winner, Tim Stewart. National winner, Susan Wu. The national winners are the 10-piece people. National winner, Nancy Wu. National winner, Bethany Stewart. National winner, Melissa Hill. National winner, Jay Davis. I hope I got everybody's certificates with me. Okay, everyone? Okay. And also, I've got something for Leanna Benengay. She joined me too late to get to do Guild this year.
Grandma.
What are you doing?
Day. Mama.
Oh, I don't want to get wet.
Put some on your belly.
Bye.
Put it on your belly. You take a drink? Take a drink of it.
Are you?
Take a drink of water out to the hose. Hey, drink.
You're gonna lose your pants. No, Mommy doesn't want to drink. There, drink.
I don't know how that's going to work when you stand in the shade.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll find out. I'll come stand in the sun.
What? Daddy, what?
He doesn't have his swimsuit on. Neither do you.
What? Daddy down? No. Daddy get wet. Get your nose wet. Get your nose wet. Put your nose. Put your nose in the hose. You home? Tell us about those things you got there.
Well, these are
About
balloons.
sun.
Go over there by Dad. In the sunshine, anyway.
These are balloons.
They're balloons. I thought they were squirt guns.
What's the goggles for?
Oh, the goggles that I'm wearing here. Also, when I fill these balloons up in water, I don't get hurt. Right now, my mom's gonna step back a little here,
Why don't you go out there in the yard
and
and
I'm gonna shoot this.
go out in the yard?
Over the top of the roof.
I don't have a
Go out in the yard now.
Oh, okay. That was mine.
I like this one.
I know how to waste Daddy out of water.
What?
Hey.
Ow. Come in.
Oh, you stink?
I think he's all finished.
Sarah.
Wasting my water.
Ben. Can't scare me, I got the camera.
Jay!
Shower, Ben. Let me see your water gun.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, that's all mine.
What?
Then I get to chase Daddy around now.
Hey!
We're done.
Hey, Daddy.
Well, Todd doesn't get to go out and play in the water today. He's in here swinging. He's a little swinger today. Hi, Todd. Hey, big guy. Good boy. Hi, Todd. Todd will be 6 weeks old tomorrow. Okay.
Eastern headquarters. They would remind me that Chicago is going to
How do you chewing gum?
The first self-sustained nuclear chain reaction was done here by a team of physicists headed by Enrique.
Just want to get a picture today of Todd asleep in his cradle down here. Sound asleep in his cradle. Really excited.
I saw it.
We are at the ball game.
No.
The spectator here that's not paying much attention to the game today.
No. I'm just crap because I just had him. You sit there. Go away. Go away. And get Sarah.
What position is Jay playing today?
He's on pitcher right now.
Jay's pitching. I better get out there before this inning's over.
Let it go in. Throw it in. Heads up. Jake, when you throw it in, you throw it on the ground. Jay, on the ground. Higher. Get your glove on, Mike. First base is your force out, kids. All the way, Jake. Get out there, Josh. Josh, that's yours, Josh. Touch the runner. Throw it into the catcher, Jake. Everybody throw it into the catcher. Josh, come here for a second. All right, outfield, step back. All right, Kev, take your time now. Julia, you ready? Eye on the ball.
Come on, Kevin.
Going to second, Brett.
Come on, run hard, run hard. Run hard, run hard.
Way to run it down, Brad.
What happened to you?
What's your name, young man?
Well, when I was trying to get the ball.
Me?
Yeah. What's your name, young man? Lars. Paul.
Tim.
Tim. Hi, Jake.
Hey, Dad.
Who's this little girl here? Brianne. How about this girl? Julia. How about this guy here? Hey, guy. What's your name, guy? Josh.
Ready to hit and run?
Good running. Get some water?
Run on you real well, Jules.
Hurry up, Lars, hurry, hustle. Tim, watch the ball. It's coming right to you. Tim, ball in the glove, touch the bag.
And here
There you go. Get it, Tim.
Oh!
Go get it. Come on. That's the way to get it in there, Paul. Good job. Okay.
Okay, let's get it out now.
Stay on second, Tim.
Double.
Way to run, Tim. Way to run.
Okay.
Knock in 2 runs, Tim.
Now we have a heavy hitter up. Here he is, number 15. His muscles bulging. What a swing.
Daddy,
Hi, Dara. Wait a minute.
you want me to take her to the playground?
Yeah, please.
Hi. Or Daddy.
Now swing it.
Daddy.
Save.
Come on, Sarah. Come on, Sarah. Listen to me. Can you help me take Sarah to the playground?
Get out.
Walk with Aaron, Sarah?
No.
Sarah. Sarah, who's your brother?
You doing it like this?
Ooh, what a swing.
Come on, Tim. Come on, Tim.
Go, Tim, go!
Good hit, Jay. Good hit, Jay. Good job.
Good hit. Let's see how fast you can run when they hit the ball, okay?
Jay, watch the coach. Don't run unless the coach tells you to.
Umpire, how many outs are there?
None.
None. Good noise.
What's third? Nice job. What I tell you, Brittany?
Yeah.
Ran out of the baseline.
Ran out of baseline way up. What do you mean baseline? That's next year.
Dara. You're teasing your mom. Do you like Mommy best?
Yeah, the best.
Daddy best? You like Daddy best?
Yeah.
You do?
The best.
Who? Pinky best?
Yeah.
How about, who's this?
The boy.
Todd Boy. What's she call? She calls him Todd Boy. See?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All you have
what's
to
on
do
the
is
other
get
side?
140
Crossroads.
and beat
Crossroads,
the world
okay,
record.
so.
It's kind of
That
set
might-
back. It's not
Okay,
right up
that
on the
might
street.
be-
When you
It's one of
were
those toys.
like
Toys
Toys R Us?
to hold you.
Okay, we've got
And
one of those
sing to
back
you.
there. That's a nice,
I
yeah.
know where it is.
You don't
might have a
remember
phone
that.
out
I haven't
there.
been in there. They just opened here.
No!
They've been in-
She's gonna give him a kiss. No.
Oh, you like him, don't you?
You're running.
Kiss. Good girl.
Tell her.
Look at me. Smile. Can you
Look.
smile?
He just smiles. He smiles in his sleep sometimes. Pretty comfortable there.
Sarah gonna go to sleep
She's.
too?
I don't know what she's doing.
Sarah, look. Me. Wow, that was hard getting up here. It'd be easy getting down.
Today's the big day with the bow and arrow. This is the van Jack loaned us for the vacation trip. Worked out really well.
Back beyond that little notch, it holds better. Quite high enough. Okay. Get you lined up. Get past that notch on the bow, and then it'll fly a lot easier. You weren't even aiming on that one. Here, try that one. I think what you had was pointed up a little too high in the hole.
On the roof.
So keep it just about like that. Now, did you pull it all the way back?
Yeah, pull it back to the notch.
Not a good shot.
There, so you pull it back that far, and then you've got it. Okay, now you're getting the range. Now pull it down there so you get it to the target. That's it. Keep hitting up so far, we'll have to move it back another too high.
Oh, almost took the bale of hay right over it. That's not bad for the first time. It ran the limit on
See,
the
when it hits the wood, you have to be careful. You're going to jam the point back into the arrow. So you want to always hit into the straw. That keeps it from...
I'm going to get a little closer to it.
I don't think you want to get any closer, because you're going way over the target. You're just not getting close to the target. Side up. Oh, put on the outside of your string. There you go. Level. You didn't have any power because you were standing facing the thing. You pulled it right back like this. one stand sideways, pull it back with your shoulder. That's it, with this shoulder, pull it back.
Okay, but it was not right range.
You'll get a lot more range as soon as you get it back to where get this elbow up, pull it back.
How come it doesn't stay on?
Well, just kind of tip your bowl just a little bit so it lays right in there. But a little bit high. Better here. You better come back here a little bit further. You can stand pretty close.
Grandpa, you sure do archery.
Right back in the middle here.
You can sure do archery.
I used to make my bows and arrows. There you go.
Yes, good.
Now, be patient. Fingertips in there. Get this shoulder. Open up this thing. Get this limit. Stop. That's quite right. Get your fingertips together. Very end. You don't want to put too much finger in there. Pull the arrow quickly. Now, get this elbow up. Pull back to the right shoulder. Way back. Move that finger out of the way. Go too high. Drop the point down. Okay, now let it go.
Oh!
Almost in the hook.
Hey!
That was better than Grandpa's
Let's take a look at this shot here.
Right there in the middle.
That was better than Grandpa's.
Yeah, see, you gotta, it says you should always concentrate on your shoot, on your shots. Think about it real hard. What?
I didn't.
Look out, bud.
Can't get Sarah out of the corner here.
She feels safe there.
Look out.
One time,
No.
screamed in terror for about 5 minutes.
This is a little bigger than her pool.
Okay. Mom.
What?
Oh.
Ooh. Is it?
Hi.
She was sitting, I couldn't figure out how she got it.
Okay, more. Get in there.
Hi. Daddy, Daddy. Mom, get up my thing.
Come on back this way, Daffy. Come here, Daffy Duck.
Hey.
Go right on my back.
No.
Look how deep it is here, Sarah.
Sarah, aren't you going to go and go swimming?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see you swim, JJ. Let's swim. Yeah, make sure you touch down there.
Last time I did it, it worked. What should I do? Just stay still? No. Okay, watch.
What happened to Sarah's toy? Lose some air? Oh, what are you saying, Todd? You talking? Todd
says, watch me swim, watch
Ooh. Hi, Todd.
Kind of half asleep, I think. Maybe more than that side.
What?
Ooh.
Mmm.
Okay, I'm ready.
He swims about a foot off the surface.
Yeah. Go again. Yeah. You want your towel?
You gotta keep playing the piano. Yeah.
Go on. Go get it. Yeah, behind Jim here.
That's that dirty one.
Oh, we did get
Yeah,
dirty, didn't it?
Okay,
One side's not.
Here, Sarah, put your towel on.
Stay here. I'm warm. I'm cold. There you go. I'm warm. Stop. Yeah. Yeah. This one not get away. Let's get my face.
He likes to climb in and out.
Yeah.
You ready to try again? Here we go. Let's wrap her up and down. Mommy, what's this? Can't swim with.
Come here, Sarah. Sarah?
No, it's a bull. It's a cat. It's a bull.
You gonna get in the pool again?
Yeah. Okay, here you go.
Go. Take off fast. Hurry before you get cold again. I'm sure about that. Her wet diapers.
Yeah. Weight her down.
That diaper was soaked and wet. Mostly water.
It's pretty warm, Jay?
What?
Is it pretty warm?
What?
She doesn't like to get splashed. You go over in the other corner. Yeah.
Get a push over there.
Here she comes again.
You're gonna soak up the towel this way, Sarah.
Got the road in the picture.
What did you say?
Got the REC up there?
Turn it on.
Hot. Want some cookies in the box?
Okay, now you go.
We're up the mountains. Up the Grandma and Grandpa's. Climbed up the Vale. A bunch of trees. It's been raining lately. Well, a few cars on the road. Ready.
Hey, stay. We don't want to see the truck.
This is just the lamp. It's crackers. I think they're friends are made.
Yeah, why don't you stop for a second? Here's Todd, enjoying his trip in the mountains. Enjoying her trip in the mountains. What are you eating, Sarah? Cookies? All gone?
Some trees. A bunch of trees over there. We drove through a peak and this trip. Went up to Vail. I think we're gonna be in a holiday.
Mountain scene out the
window.
Here's Todd Boy's bed. It was a little bit small for him, but he managed to get in it. And here's Sarah. Sarah, did you sleep in your own bed?
Yes.
And did you fall out?
Yes.
Did you fall out and go boom?
Yes.
When did you do that?
Just
You got your shirt on then?
yes.
Mom wash your hair?
Yes.
Oh, it's so pretty.
A bath.
Took a bath.
Yes.
What's Todd doing?
Right.
Is he crying?
No. I'm awake.
Morning, Todd boy.
Bye.
Morning, Sarah girl.
Morning, Todd boy.
Bye. Hey.
Morning, Todd boy.
Bye.
Bye, Todd boy.
Visiting Grandma and Grandpa T today, and Grandpa T brought over some
What's he bring?
refreshment.
Are the folks sneezing?
No.
And what time they come home from work?
Okay.
Did you?
I get you in the movies now.
Okay.
I was wondering, where did you get all those magazines? You got a whole bunch of magazines on that shelf over there.
Well, people bring him in.
Lynn Hyman, you have a call on line 1. Lynn Hyman, you have a call on line 1.
What are you doing?
I'm taking your picture with a movie camera.
Well, have you got a move?
Here's Grandma Taft. She just woke up from a nap. Grandpa says she's doing pretty good.
Bye.
She's not quite awake yet right now.
Abia.
Get one out there, maybe.
You can't help it.
Todd boy.
Oh, she isn't hesitant hot today. She had drive up there. Drive up there.
Yeah. We borrowed Jack's van.
Oh, yeah?
He's been working on
Quite a bit of room in it.
Oh, yeah.
He came down a couple weeks ago on Father's Day.
Go over there. Dinner's by Grandpa. So I can get you
We went out
a movie
to
by
eat.
Grandpa.
Daddy, scoot over.
Just sit right there on the edge, bud.
Why don't you come sit down?
Okay.
Room here. And we had every copy but 2 for 20 years.
Oh my, that's a
Stacked in the
big
closet
collection.
just like that. And I have bound those all up by the year.
What did you do with them
The
then?
Bill and Aaron Junior finally gave
Daddy.
They already made them a nice library.
Oh, yeah.
The principal come to see us, and so did the teacher.
20 years worth. That's quite a collection. Yeah. They're nice. They got
yeah.
lots of
They sure
nice
have.
pictures and.
But we didn't have, I'm glad we did, because we didn't have much more room.
No, they're nice to keep, but
Yeah.
it's hard to, what do you ever do with them? I mean, it's nice to have them. But.
Bruce and Trish talked something about quite all years, 6 months ago. They might go to Iceland. And in one of these books, it was half, the whole deal was half of Iceland.
Yeah.
And I got it over there, and I told them if they wanted to send it. And they never did. And I told them what year it was, so they probably found it over there. So, the Desert Library.
Yeah.
Such a thing.
Hey, Mom, where can you order more in here?
Yeah, you just didn't subscribe.
I think he,
Yeah, but
so nice he can travel.
bye-bye.
He sleeps most of the time,
Yeah,
as far as
thanks.
he slept on the plane, and every time we get him in the car in his car seat, he conks out, which is good.
But sure.
He sleeps
When
pretty
she
good
was
at
about
night.
This is
that,
that.
Yeah,
we went out to eat when they
Where
went
did I
to
get this
hailstorm.
that's right. Gentle Sarah. You remember that hailstorm, Bud? When we were down?
It was pretty good size.
Yeah.
We're still grinding over there.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You can get out that door.
Mother's father or something died like several months ago and left 11 million to his mother, and the mother is like sharing it between her couple kids. And so he's like building his little dream theater, and this is his opening show. He's always wanted to like establish a professional theater company, and we signed contracts and the whole bit. I felt like
There'll be a chance for more plays through him.
Yeah, he said that since we were in the first play that we got to be in the core company now, and he would consider us for all of us. So, yeah. Actually make money.
You get paid per show, or
Yeah.
or will it turn out to be a movie? Has he been in?
Yeah, well, every year at Christmas we play.
Kids are awful good.
Andrea's not shy. She made her commercial for the first time here.
Did she?
Oh.
That's neat. Did you sign her up with a company? Oh, for 2 hours. Andrew, can you tell us what your commercial is about? Can you show us what you do on your commercial?
And they went in there, and then she got a close-up walking down the aisle and got to talk to the pharmacist. But it was a narrated commercial.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. They didn't have them really say anything.
Hi, Cheyenne. Hi. You talk very much? You're pretty quiet, huh?
So all I talk about is a grease monkey they're building by our house.
A grease monkey.
What's a grease monkey?
It's like a lube stop.
The gas station thing.
You know, oil and lube joint.
Yeah.
We've been building it. That's all she's interested.
You used to wear those.
Take a look at the
He gets more confidence on this one.
I know the sun.
Well, Jean, how you doing?
You didn't have this last year, did you?
Daddy. Dad. My little girl.
JJ, what's today?
Daddy's birthday.
Is it really Daddy's birthday today, or what happened?
It's really Daddy's birthday.
No, it's not.
Oh, well, yesterday was really Daddy's.
Yeah, what happened yesterday?
Well, we
Why didn't I have my birthday yesterday?
didn't get home soon enough. That's why.
Oh.
I gotta go get something.
Okay, go.
Walk my baby.
How come we couldn't have Dad's birthday yesterday?
Well, we got stuck up at the airport for about 4 hours because I didn't get the plane.
Which airport was that?
We're stuck up at the St. Louis airport, National Airport.
Were we on our way home from somewhere yesterday?
Yeah.
Couldn't celebrate Daddy's birthday?
We're home from Grandma and Grandpa's. We're home
Colorado?
from Grandma and Grandpa's in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
That boy.
Okay, I can't record that. So we decided to have Dad's birthday today, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wanna go for a spotting attack?
We'll go upstairs and get a picture of Todd sleeping in his bassinet. Almost getting too big to sleep in it. This is a bassinet that Bruce slept in. I slept in it. Jay slept in it. And Sarah slept in it. And now Todd. I think we'll retire it for a while now. House here at 161 Moss Tree. JJ?
Yeah.
Jay, what are you reading today? The Secret of Wildcat Swamp. Ooh, is it good? What's it about? I mean, who's in it? Hardy Boys?
Yeah.
Okay. There's Daddy. Hey, Todd boy. Hey. Hi. There's a smile. Gonna talk a little bit? Yeah, Todd boy's 11 and a half weeks old now. He weighs a little over 13 pounds. Hey, Todd.
Todd boy.
Hi, Sarah. Did you swim in your pool today?
Yeah.
Was that fun?
Yeah.
Did you get in the sandbox?
Yeah.
Did you get all muddy?
Yeah.
Is that fun?
Yeah. Cheese.
Cheese?
Yep.
Yeah, Mom's taking your pictures. You say cheese.
Cheese.
Click.
Cheese. Cheese.
Todd, you say cheese?
Cheese. Bye-bye. About that. Cheese. Cheese. Hey, that's it.
No, Dud Boy's not being mean. What'd he do?
Elbow.
He touched your elbow?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi, Dud Boy. Sneeze. What'd Todd Boy just do?
That boy.
What'd he do?
That boy.
He sneezed?
That boy. That. My cheese. That boy. That boy. This boy. This boo boo. This boy. This. Yeah. This. Yeah.
Where's Daddy at? Work.
Yeah.
Where's Jay?
Book.
Reading a book. Where's Sarah?
I ear.
Where's Mommy?
I ear.
Where's Todd?
That's.
Couch. Good girl. You talk on your telephone a little bit?
Yep.
You want to go talk on it now?
No.
Oh.
No.
What?
It's this. Oh, look. Daddy, Daddy. Bye-bye.
You gonna take Todd's picture?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you gonna tell him? You gonna tell him to say cheese?
Yeah.
We better tell him.
Mom.
No, This is what Sarah does when Todd's not using the swing. She thinks it's for her dolly, and she fastens her in there with a seat belt and winds it up and gets her going.
hundreds of full cars may be present in one location. These cars are holding the coal until it can be shipped. The coal or hopper cars are moved in the yard and prepared for the next step in the journey. Once again, huge machines moving hundreds of tons of coal. Let's see what happens in the handling of coal at this point by compressing several hours into only 30 seconds. Each coal or hopper car is moved individually to the coal piers at the next stage in the journey. Since coal provides nearly 20% of our energy needs, and our energy needs have doubled in just the past 10 years, this is but one of many cars that will move up the incline into position. Once properly positioned, the entire coal car is turned upside down. The contents of the car, about 80 tons of coal, fall below. From here, the coal moves on its final journey over land. The conveyor belt feeds the coal to a ship in the harbor. Often, several belts operate simultaneously, loading more than one ship at the same time. This coal is destined for foreign nations. Coal will be used in production of steel, used to generate steam, to make medicines and plastics, and in the production of a variety of products worldwide. Meanwhile, another spout at the terminal is lowered into the hold of still another ship. While one ship is being filled, another may be waiting nearby. Since the United States has so much of the world's supply of coal, it is no wonder so many ships, coal colliers, visit our harbors. Enormous quantities of coal are being used today, but how long can the supply last? Some estimates say our supply of coal may last up to 200 to 300 years at the current rate of consumption, perhaps longer. But our supply will last according to our future energy demands and how much of the coal we are actually able to recover. It is a resource we should use wisely. Not all coal is exported overseas. Some moves by rail elsewhere. A great deal goes directly to power plants. In recent years, a number of oil-fired electrical generating plants have been converted to coal. The coal enters this plant by rail, where each coal car moves into a special area where the coal will be unloaded. 75 cars, such as this one, move into position every day, bringing over 5,000 tons of coal to the power plant yard. Once in place, the lower doors are opened. The coal may fall out immediately, but the process is speeded up when a vibrator or shaker attaches to the car and shakes the entire coal car back and forth. If the coal is relatively dry or of a certain size, it will fall fairly quickly through the base of the car. Over 30,000 tons of coal may be removed from the coal cars in this fashion each week at just one coal-fired plant. When using coal in such a large volume, what other energy sources are we using in smaller amounts? From here, the coal falls through the grate below and onto a conveyor belt that moves the coal toward the power plant. Tons of coal move over long lengths of conveyor belt up a tall ramp. At the end of the belt, it falls below and accumulates in huge quantities to be used by the power plant as needed. Meanwhile, the coal has been further broken apart and miscellaneous debris separated out. The coal has become finely crushed. Eventually, the coal reaches the furnaces as a fine dust or powder, which ignites, releasing the heat energy to drive turbines and create electrical energy. Burning usually implies pollution. The burning of any fossil fuel, even when anti-pollution devices are used, results in the release of invisible carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This alone could contribute to serious future problems. Yet this is a risk that we take today when we demand large amounts of economical electrical energy, an energy demand that may become even greater tomorrow. For what reasons do we need so much energy? And why have so many power lines come to be part of our landscape? In the evening hours, our cities and towns light up with energy largely supplied by coal and other fossil fuels. This energy brings light and movement. Yet we know that fossil fuels cannot continue to power our cities and supply our energy needs forever. Even today, coal only supplements other energy sources. Coal is often considered merely a means to reach our future energy sources so that life as we have come to expect it to be can continue in the human community.
This is WILL-TV Urbana, providing instructional television broadcast services from the University of Illinois.
Hi there. We're going to work in clay today. We're going to be working with red potter's clay, and we're going to use a method called slab. It's an interesting technique. Look at the different materials that I have here. I'm using a roller. It can be a rolling pin, but that's a handle from a shovel. I need a couple of sticks, and so will you, that are the same thickness all the way through. Then, of course, there's combs and forks and different things that you're going to be using. You'll see me as I go through my lesson. Water, of course. Here's a tool that's made out of a clothespin and a paper clip. Could use that. Let me set these aside now for a second as I get going. Hey, I'd like to show you one other tool. And this is easy to make. Two clothespins will act as handles, and there's a nice piece of thread goes right in between. That allows me to cut clay real easily, especially when slab, because I want to use this slab technique. Watch as I go across my clay and put my thread there and then saw back and forth and pull, and as I come through it cuts me a nice slab. Good. And I could see whether there's any bubbles in there, whether I have to wedge it. Let me do that one more time, because I'll use maybe a second piece here. Pull it right through. Nice way to distribute it in the class too. See, it's already a nice slab. Very good. I have a piece of clay here in front of me that I'm going to be working on, but first of all I'm going to show you something we have to do. As you make a box like this, and you need to get yourself a nice little bit of box, it's a good pattern for you when you do this the first time. I want to make it similar to the here, and I'll trace the bottom. And how many pieces of that do I need? Yes, there's a bottom and a top, so I need 2 of those. Now for the sides. I'll come up on the one side here and trace this. In fact, what I'm going to have to do, I think, because this clay, I cut it, it's a good idea for you to take your clay and get it in a bag and get it out of the way if you're not going to use it. Here we go. Need 2 pieces of that, right? I hear you telling me. Yes, I'm listening to you. Here we go. I need the other side. So, 2 end pieces, 2 side pieces, top and bottom. Good. And now we'll cut that out. Yes, this is a piece of manila paper. You could use newsprint, whatever you may want to, that way, just to get your patterns. All of you will probably have different size boxes that you will be using. Later on, you'll learn how to do slab in some different other ways, I'm sure, and you won't have to use a regular size box, but it's a good way for you to learn how to do this. Okay, I have my units over here. Now, let me bring back my... By the way, this happens to be a rug. You could use burlap. You can use your oilcloth and things of this sort. Just keep in mind that when you do that, however, that don't use anything real shiny, because when you put your clay down and you go to pick it up, it gets stuck to it. Right? All right. Here's my 2 pieces of stick, exactly the same thickness. Set it alongside, and here I go with my handle. Ah, you're going to pretend like your mother's making noodles. You roll your clay out. Ah, I see a little tiny bubble occurring on my clay. We'll solve you in a minute, oh buddy. Punch a hole in there. So as I roll, that little bubble goes away. Don't like to have bubbles in the clay, and I checked this piece before and it looked pretty good to me. There, now we have our clay all rolled out, and we'll take our patterns and lay them down on the clay. Here's a big piece. Set that aside. Am I going to have enough room? Mr. Mahout, am I going to have enough room? Those two pieces there. I made it. Now, by using my stick and going along the edge here, I'll cut with my paper clip my clay. Just pick up your pieces that you've tossed them aside there. No, don't throw them at anybody. When I say toss them aside, put them aside. We'll set them over there. This piece now way over on the edge, I'll just kind of draw a line there so I can know where I'm going to cut. All right. Now you can't see that too well, can you? Well, let me just do it freehand here. I know where to cut. There we go. Getting a little closer. Set that there. There's that piece. Stay there. This is called the slab method. There are some interesting techniques for doing this. Sometimes when you take a slab of clay, you may want to try this. When you take some clay like this and you have a slab, you could take and put it into a handkerchief or a burlap, take the four corners and swing it, have the clay soft, and when you take your clay out, or you can hang it up to dry, your clay has a bowl effect. There's a lot of interesting ways in which that works. Now I'll set this aside, bring this piece over. Here's where I show you how to hook. I won't do the whole thing. I'll start it so you get the idea. I did some pre-cutting ahead of time. I've got a top. I've got a couple other sides here. All right, watch the technique that I'm going to use. Let me lift it up here. Look at that beautiful texture on the back side. What I want to do is take the section along here and roughen it up, score it, so that I'm going to take and knead it together like this. If I put it together flat, it'll come apart. Somehow oil from our hands, I believe, gets between the clay. There, I set it there. Take the piece that I have just cut and rub it back and forth. Already it's getting sticky. Notice over here, as I come to this one end, I'm not making the piece go right to the end. I'm going to allow for the other piece to overlap. All right, maybe it's too long. We can always cut that off. Now the technique that I want you to go along and use, take your stick, support your piece with your hand, and I'll get my cup, and with your stick, force a part of the side down into the bottom like this. All right? And on the outside, you can go back and rub this and make it smooth if you like. Sometimes you can actually take pieces of clay and get it wet. You could do this on the corners, and you could do it here too. Lay that in like this, then again, go along and squeeze it and press it down to make a real good binding on your box. Now the next piece I'm going to do, I'll set it here, do the same thing, score it, add your water. You already know how to do that, right? Oops, one other spot. I'm going to stick it to this one section over here, so I better score it too a little bit and add some water to that. There, I'll turn it around, push those two units together, squeeze that down, and once again, go inside here and do this. Now, that's the way you work your sides. If a piece is too long, you cut it off, but you work overlapping corners. I want to show you one thing about the top. I'm going to take the top piece that I have, that'll set up on top, but it'll slide off. And if it does slide off, there's a technique that I can use. Let me set my box aside for a moment. What I want to do is decide how thick that clay was, and where's my stick here for a minute? There we go. Take my paper clip, and that's about how thick I made my clay. do this to it and score your edges like this. I'll just do it on those sides. And then with a stick, or like I have a little knife in here, you go along and you cut halfway down into your clay. See, I'll come along here. Again, I could do this with a paper clip, but cut down and then cut along the side here to get this section out. Can you see that now? That'll give me a little bit of a lip that'll fit on the top of the box, but at the same time, this part will go down inside the box like that. One other thing you might need, of course, and you could make it very fancy and very pretty, flat handle, round handle, a button handle. You go up on top and score. You can shape this real nice. And I'm not going to take all the time to get that, but you can see I want to take that and put it on again. Anytime I want that to be fused on a very special way, you take and put another piece of clay there, knead them together, stroke them so they knead in real nice, and that'll be your handle. It'll go on top of the roof. On top of the roof, I would sound like I'm making a house here, but that'll go on top of your box. This section will fit right down on top. Those are the elements of making that, but let me show you something else I'm going to do with slab. I won't say a word to you. I'll start to go ahead and do them. You watch. Dun, da 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 dum. What does it look like? This is another technique of doing slab. What I'll do is pick him up, bring my rolling pin over like this, and put him right on top, fold his legs down, fold his legs down. By the way, maybe some of that burlap design would be real good to be on his body. Bring, bring his legs down, so it does that. Here's his face. These are his ears. You could use pencil in here to give him his eyes and his nostrils. And you may want to put something underneath to support that, like another piece of clay. Get his tail up in the air. Hey, I have one already done here for you. But this is the coil technique, or pardon me, not the coil technique, the slab technique, right, where I'm using to make animals. So, whether it's a box that you're making, whether it's you roll it out with your rolling pin, get a nice thickness to your clay, use that real beautiful cutting tool as you went ahead and use that. Make your lid fit the inside of your box. Keep them flat till they get nice and leather hard. And then after it gets good and dry and you put it in the kiln and bake it, when it comes out, you may want to just keep the regular color. But if you want to, you can go ahead and start to paint it with some other color. Hey, real nice. I hope you enjoyed doing this lesson. We'll see you again next time.
Reserve December 2nd to attend Technology and Education 6. All educators are invited to attend. For more information, please contact the Department of Learning Services, WILL-TV, 1110 West Main, Urbana, Illinois, or phone 217-333-1070. In-service workshops for teachers in the use of ITV are available from the Department of Learning Services. For more information, contact WILL-TV, 1110 West Main Street, Urbana, Illinois, 61801. Teacher guides are available for all instructional television series and make it easy for you to turn your TV set into a powerful instructional tool. Contact your ITV representative for more information. This is WILL-TV Urbana, providing instructional television broadcast services from the University of Illinois.
Hi, Safety Scouts. We've got a busy day ahead of us. Everyone in Nutdale seems to be riding around in cars, bikes, and trains. They can be useful, but you have to be careful. Here, take a look. Jesse had better watch it. He could fall off and hurt himself. And Mr. Mackenzie has forgotten something important. Can you see what it is? His seat belt, of course. Squirrel is playing a very dangerous game. Accidents can happen on or near anything with wheels, but they don't have to. Not with Safety Scouts like you and me around. Guess I'll take my bag of disguises and go look for some more Safety Scouts. They're the people who think ahead and stop accidents before they happen. If I find any, I'll give them this Safety on Wheels badge. Well, let's go, Safety Scouts. We have work to do.
Calling all Safety Scouts, wherever you are. Calling all Safety Scouts, from near and afar. Keep yourself safe, every day will be fun. Think ahead, think of others, that's how it's done.
You've got to stay safe because you're special to someone.
Think safe, play safe, act safe, and you'll stay safe. Be a Safety Scout. Calling all Safety Scouts. Be a Safety Scout. Calling all Safety Scouts. Be a Safety Scout.
Hi, Store.
Hello, T-Booth. That's a good-looking bike you've got there.
It's brand new. Joey helped me pick it out. This is the bike I want, Joey. A 10-speed racer.
It's a little too big for you, don't you think, T-Booth?
Why do you say that?
Because your feet won't touch the ground when you're sitting on it. Your legs aren't long enough to pedal a bike that size. You'd fall off.
Aw, Joey. I always wanted a 10-speed.
This looks like a better bike for you. It's got fenders and a rear reflector so people behind can see you, a front light, and a bell so everyone will hear you coming. Now you're all set to go.
My first two-wheeler.
Excuse me, Joey?
Yes?
This is for you. It's a Safety on Wheels badge for helping T-Booth choose the right bike. You may have saved him from having an accident.
Thanks.
And T-Booth, you will learn your bicycle safety rules before going out on the road, won't you?
Yes.
What are you doing in that newspaper box?
Well, I'm a Safety Scout, and this is my disguise. It's not really a newspaper box. I made it out of cardboard. Do you like it? Oh, here's the paper boy. Gotta run. See you later.
And now it's time for your favorite game show, Guess the Accident. First, let's meet our panel.
I'm Eenie.
I'm Meanie.
I'm searching for my smelly. Here it is. My favorite smell. Cheddar cheese.
Thank you, panel. And here's today's guest, Jesse Mayfield. As usual, you'll have 10 seconds to guess how Jesse had his accident. If you're wrong, Kingsley will let you know. Jesse's accident happened on a bicycle. Eenie Mouse, can you guess the accident?
Irv, I think I've got the answer. It happened while Jesse was riding with his friends.
Come on, you guys. I'll race you to the corner.
On your mark, get set, go!
What do you say, Kingsley?
When we ride our bikes, we don't hog the road. We ride single file and keep our eyes on the traffic. Cars and trucks use the road too, you know.
Minnie Mouse, it's your turn. Can you guess the accident?
Irv, I think it happened when Jesse was doing tricks on his bike.
Now what's this? A no-hands wheelie. Ouch!
Kingsley?
Everyone knows trick riding is dangerous.
Minnie, it's up to you. Can you guess the accident? Minnie?
Yes, Irv. Jesse's accident happened because he was riding two on a bike. Hey, go straighter. I can't keep my balance.
Kingsley, right or wrong?
We just ride one to a bike. It's a lot safer.
Well, Jesse, you stumped our panel. Tell us, how did you have your accident?
It happened while I was riding along the street and wasn't paying attention. I didn't see the driver get into her car, so I didn't slow down. Suddenly, next time I'll look ahead and watch for accidents before they happen.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, panel. And thank you, Kingsley. We'll see you next time on
Guess the Accident!
Safety Scouts, if you're a bike rider, here's a quiz for you. Can you tell which shape is the shape of a stop sign? It's this one. Did you guess it? When you see it, stop. Look left, right, and left again, then go. There are many different traffic signs, all with different shapes. You should know what each one means. Yield. Let the other traffic go first. School ahead. Watch out for kids. Railway crossing. Check for trains. Remember, these signs aren't just for cars and trucks. Bike riders have to obey them, too.
Store, I have a riddle for you. Why can't bicycles stand by themselves? Because they're too tired. Get it? Too tired. Here's a song about the 3 hand signals every bike rider should know.
Turn left, turn right, slow down. Are the signals a rider should know.
Turn left,
turn right, slow down. Are the signals that you've got to show.
Turn left,
turn right, slow down. We'll let the other driver see.
Turn left,
turn right, slow down. And you can do it so easily.
All right, everybody. Now, can you do the signals with us?
turn left,
Turn right, slow down. Are the signals that riders should know.
turn left,
Turn right, slow down. Are the signals that you've got to show.
turn left,
Turn right, slow down. We'll let the other driver see.
turn left,
Turn right, slow down. And you can do it so easily.
Which way are we going?
Oh, let's turn left.
No, let's turn right.
Let's slow down.
No, let's turn left.
And now, better safe than sorry. The continuing tale of Squirrel's adventures in Nutdale. Today's episode, On the Wrong Track.
She'll be coming round the oak tree when she comes. Yahoo! She'll be coming round the... Look at those tracks. I wonder if I can balance on them. All I need now is a hole in the fence.
And there it is. Yippee!
Should squirrel play on the railroad tracks? Let's see what happens.
Maybe I won't play on the tracks. My foot could get stuck in a switch. A train might come along and I'd be run over. Oh. I think those boxcars will be more fun anyway. Then I can jump from this one to that one. One thing about squirrels, we're good climbers. And we're good jumpers. Here I go.
Should squirrel be playing on the boxcars? What do you think? In a railway yard, the cars can move at any time. Imagine what might happen if squirrel were climbing a boxcar and it suddenly moved.
I think I better get down from here. Oh, you never know when the cars are going to move. Maybe I'll just go back to my tree. Oh, neat. A train is coming. I bet I can get across before it gets here. 1, 2...
Should squirrel try to cross when the train is coming? I hope you said no, because the train is coming a lot faster than squirrel thinks it is. And a train can't stop quickly.
What comes after 2? Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3. I think it's safer to wait for the train to pass by.
And so once again our story ends, and squirrel is still better safe than sorry.
Do you know how to be a good passenger? See how many ways you can count in this song.
On the bus, don't cause a fuss. On the train, don't be a pain. Don't push, don't shove or fight. Just think of others and be polite. On the bus, don't cause a fuss. On the train, don't be a pain. Don't push, don't shove or fight. Just think of others and be polite.
I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that we're not giving our usual award this week. The good news is we're giving a special award. Yay! We're giving a special award to the best car passenger in the world. When this passenger is alone in a car, she doesn't play with the gears, the brakes, or the steering wheel. She knows they aren't toys. This passenger makes sure everyone in the car is buckled up for safety before they start off. And most of all, this passenger doesn't bother the driver. I'm sure you've guessed. Our special safety award for being a good passenger goes to Tangles. And here she is.
Tangles is careful around anything with wheels. Are you? How can you be a good passenger in a car? And how can you be a safer bike rider? See you next time. And remember,
Be safe, play safe, act safe, and you'll stay safe. Be a safety scout. Calling all safety scouts. Be a safety scout. Calling all safety scouts.
WILL-TV Channel 12 acquires the legal rights for schools enrolled for ITV broadcast services to record instructional television series off-air and retain those tapes for 1 year. For more information, contact the Department of Learning Services, WILL-TV, 1110 West Main Street, Urbana. You are watching instructional television, programs designed to be used by teachers in the classroom from WILL-TV Urbana.
Come and meet the letter people. Come and visit the family. Words are made of letter people. A, B, C, D, follow me.
The letter people. Today, meet Ms. U.
I'm with my umbrella. We go together wherever we go. I'm under my umbrella. Whether it's sunshine or whether it's snow, you know who I am. I'm Little Miss You. With my umbrella, whatever I do. Up to Daisy, we go every place. Little Miss You with my umbrella face. Little Miss You with my umbrella face. I'm with my umbrella. Apart we are minus, together we're plus. I'm with my umbrella. Up and away, take a good look at us. You know who I am. I'm Little Miss You. With my umbrella, whatever I do. Up to Daisy, we go every place. Little Miss You with my umbrella face. Little Miss You with my umbrella face. I'm with my umbrella. We are unhappy unless we can be just like bread and butter. That's why you see my umbrella and me. You know who I am. I'm Little Miss You. With my umbrella, whatever I do. Up to Daisy, we go every place. Little Miss You with my umbrella face. Little Miss You with my umbrella face. I'm with my umbrella. I'm with my umbrella. I'm with my umbrella. Oh, dear. How did I get up here? And now that I'm up, how am I going to get down? It's not at all like going upstairs or downstairs. I feel so uneasy.
I'll help you get down, Miss U.
Who's that? Who's there? I don't see anybody.
Surprise! It's me, Miss U.
Uncle Elmer, the umpire. What are you doing up here?
Looking for my baseball. I was umpiring a game when Urban Underdog, a real slugger, landed an upswing that sent that baseball out of the park.
But what makes you think it might be up here?
Well, you see, just about the time old Urban unloaded that ball, the wind kicked up, caught that baseball in an updraft, and blew it away. Same as happened to you.
As me? Oh, Uncle Elmer, you're utterly unreal. Now, what do you mean?
I mean that same updraft caught your upsy-daisy umbrella and whoosh, carried you up here like magic.
Oh, dear. What an unnerving thought. But how am I going to get down?
The same way you got up.
Uncle Elmer, you're positively unfair. Now explain.
Look, that's an upsy-daisy umbrella, right?
Correct. I get my sound from my umbrella. My sound is the same sound that starts upsy-daisy umbrella.
I know you get your sound from the same sound that starts upsy-daisy umbrella, Miss U. But as I was saying...
Uncle Elmer, do you realize that Uncle starts with my sound? Listen. Uncle, upsy-daisy umbrella. Uncle.
Uncle, umbrella. Yes, Miss U, I hear it, but...
An umpire, too. You're an umpire. An umpire starts with the same sound that starts upsy-daisy umbrella. Umpire!
Yes, I do hear the same sound that starts upsy-daisy umbrella, but I'm trying to tell you how to get down. Otherwise, you'll be up here for umpteen million years.
Umpteen? Umpteen. Umpteen starts with the same sound that starts
upsy-daisy umbrella. Umpteen, upsy-daisy umbrella. Miss U, Do you want to get down or not?
Oh, Uncle, how utterly charming. You're so unbending. Of course I want to know how to get down, but right now it seems so unnecessary. Why don't we look for your baseball first? You'll be so unhappy until we find it. Are you absolutely certain it's in the chimney?
Well, no. I guess it could have unraveled when Urban hit it. The lace unfastened.
And came unglued.
And the cover unrolled.
Unwrapped, making the string unwind.
And the updraft carried it upwind.
Sending it all the way uptown.
Or into the river where it floated upstream.
Or sank underwater.
Gee, I hope it's unbroken.
Highly unlikely, Uncle Elmer. If Urban unleashed such an unmerciful blow upon that ball, he probably sent it underground.
Oh, what an unmentionable fate. Losing that ball is going to be my undoing, Miss Yu.
Stand aside, Uncle Elmer. I'm going to look in that chimney.
Gee, Miss Yu, I'm a little uncertain about doing that.
Why? Did you undertake a climb down?
I got about halfway in when I heard some pretty unusual noises. Believe me, it made me feel awfully uncomfortable.
Well, until we look, you'll always be uncertain about the whereabouts of your baseball. Now step aside, Uncle Elmer. I'm going to have a look. Well. Will you look at that?
Ringer! An underhand shot. Real humdinger. Your turn.
I'll get a horseshoe.
Wait a minute now. Now that glorious-looking thing isn't a horseshoe.
It's a U. The letter U makes the same sound that starts Upsy-Daisy Umbrella. Yes, sir. Upsy-Daisy Umbrella.
A U? That's not a U, you uncouth upstart. This is a U, and it makes the same sound that starts Upsy-Daisy Umbrella.
Awfully uppish, aren't you? Yes, they're awfully uppish. You don't know a capital U from a lowercase u. They're both the letter U. This is a capital U, and this is a lowercase u. And both make the same sound that starts Upsy-Daisy Umbrella.
Both make the same sound that starts Upsy-Daisy Umbrella? Well, I was unaware of that. Yes, sir. Unaware.
As usual. Let's get back to our game. Yes, sir, our game.
Your turn.
Oh, Uncle Elmer, as Miss A would say, aren't they absolutely adorable? Who are they?
The unforgettable underground uglies. They live under the ground.
I think they're cute. Maybe they know where your baseball is. I'll go underground and ask.
Well, it's unlikely they'll tell you, Miss Yu. They get pretty upset when people drop in unexpectedly.
Nonsense. Totally unthinkable. I'll bet they're not the least bit unfriendly. Anyhow, it's worth a try. Wish me luck. So, this is the uncharted home of the unforgettable underground uglies. Why, it's unquestionably beautiful.
A visitor. A visitor. Girl from upstairs. Upstairs. Yes, sir, upstairs.
No, in the sky. Up in the sky up there. Yes, sir, up there.
Well, wait a minute, you two. Your unruly behavior is totally unnecessary. I came down the chimney.
Oh, down the chimney. She came down the chimney.
I'm broken, too. I'm broken. Oh, who are you?
I'm Miss Yu, a letter girl. I get my sound from the same sound that starts Upsy-Daisy Umbrella.
A letter girl. Here, underground.
Untimely, most untimely.
Uninvited, you should have asked first. Most impolite.
I would have, but unfortunately there wasn't time. I'm looking for a baseball and...
Baseball? She's looking for a baseball.
Yes. You see, my Uncle Elmer is an umpire, and he thought that it might have fallen down here.
Untrue. There's no baseball here.
Oh, dear. I was so sure. Well, if the baseball isn't underground, I guess I'll go back up. Can you usher me out?
Up. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed.
Up there.
Yes, up there. Out. Which way is it, please?
Oh, we know. And we'll tell you if you'll play the catching game with us.
Yes, the catching game.
But that's utterly impossible. The other letter people aren't here, and you haven't any clue boxes.
Clue boxes.
No problem. Use a little magic. Yes, sir, a little magic.
This is unreal.
Let's play.
Yes, indeed, the catching game.
I wonder if I should tell them that we need some of the other letter people.
Come on, now let's play.
Unbelievable, totally unbelievable. Oh, now they've got me doing it.
All right, my unwitting contestant. Now, what's this?
Bus. That's a bus. Yes, indeed, a bus.
Correct. Bus. Now, who goes in the starting clue box?
Let's see. Bus. Bus starts with the same sound. It's got beautiful buttons. Mr. B goes into the starting clue box.
Mr. B! How did you get here?
No time. No time. Now, gotta move. Now, who goes in the catching clue box?
Bus. I hear the same sound that starts Upsy-Daisy Umbrella. Bus. Miss U goes in the catching clue box.
All right, again now. Go on, Miss U. Get in the catching clue box.
Yes, the catching clue box.
I understand your urgings, but I don't believe this.
All right, now. Who goes into the ending clue box?
The ending clue box. Let's see. Bus. Mr. S goes in the ending clue box because the ending sound I hear is the same sound that starts Super Sock.
All right, again.
I know what's coming, but I still don't believe it. I knew it.
Okay, now your turn, letter people. Make your sounds catch.
Bus.
Again.
Bus. A bus. You win.
That's an understatement if I ever heard one.
Miss U, thanks for playing the catching game with us. Sure was fun.
Yes, fun.
Well, gotta go now. Gotta go.
Wait a minute. You haven't told me how to get out of here.
No time.
Wait! Oh, they're gone. Well, I guess it's up to us, Mr. B and Mr. S. Oh, those unfit, unforgettable underground uglies. They're so unsavory. I'll just stay under my umbrella until they come back. I'll show them I won't move.
What are you doing under that umbrella, Miss U? Searching for snakes?
Well, it's about time. I was getting pretty upset. But this is impossible. A minute ago, I was underground.
Underground, Miss U?
You should know. You were there, too. And Mr. B. We played the catching game with the unforgettable underground uglies. Don't you remember, Mr. S?
Sounds to me like you were sleeping. That must have been some dream.
A dream? Oh, no, Mr. S. It wasn't a... Well, maybe you're right. It was too unreal to be anything else. You're right. It had to be a dream.
Sure enough. Now, if you're ready, we'd better shuffle to the TV station for the real catching game.
Mr. S, I'll say one thing. It certainly was an unforgettable dream. The unforgettable underground uglies, indeed.
Too bad, Miss U didn't stick around to hear the story about Uncle Oliver. This story has lots of words that start with the same sound that starts Upsy-Daisy Umbrella. See if you can get them all.
When Uncle Ulver played hide and seek, he looked under his blindfold to take a peek.
I see you, he said with care.
But, Uncle Ulver, that's not fair. You've undone the blindfold, you crafty old spy. We've got to retie it to cover your eyes.
We spun him around so he couldn't see, until he rushed off behind a tree. We laughed and we shouted for him to come out. But old Uncle Ulver was nowhere about. We ran to the trees and looked through the leaves and saw a sight that no one believes. Staring at us with an unhappy frown was Uncle Ulver upside down.
with the family. Words are made of letter P.
You are watching instructional television, programs designed to be used by teachers in the classroom from WILL-TV Urbana.
Welcome, everybody. I was just thinking about the world we live in, how beautiful it is, and how it's the home for all kinds of living things. Plants, fish, insects, animals, and people. There are hundreds, thousands, millions, even billions of different people. But in the whole wide world, there is only one you. Have you ever stopped to think about what makes you, you? I mean, you're not just an anybody. You're a somebody, a very special somebody. There's no one exactly like you. You have your own face, your own hair, your own eyes, eyebrows, your own nose, your own ears, your own lips, even your own freckles, dimples, or beauty marks. You are special. You are special. No one looks just like you do. You are special. Nobody is quite like you. People can be tall or short, have curly hair or straight, have colored skins of different sorts, but there's just one you. You are great. You are unique. There's only one of you around. And when you speak, only one voice has your sound. Certain things most people have, like eyes, ears, noses, teeth and hair, heart and lungs, shoulders and elbows. But you are special. No one is an exact copy. You are special. That's the way it's meant to be. You are special. It's not just what you look like that makes you special. It's also what you think and how you feel. What do you like to think about?
I like to think about school.
I like to think about sports. I like to think about my family.
My birthday in September.
Drag races. I like to think about people because there's a lot of personalities. You can think about them and the way they act and stuff.
The way we use our minds makes each of us different and special. Hey, anybody? What do you like to think about? Well, anybody, tell me about your feelings. Anybody isn't anybody, so anybody can't feel anything. But we all have our own feelings.
I felt sad when I lost my puppy. I like soccer because it's athletic and it's fun.
I like gymnastics because it makes me warm up and I feel better when I take it.
I like going swimming.
I feel disappointed when I make something and somebody rips it.
I like to play the piano because I like the sound of music. I feel disappointed when we go on a trip and my dad can't come. I like baseball because my dad's the coach. I get excited when I have my birthday next day and I don't go to sleep until 2 o'clock.
I like playing cards. I feel disappointed when my friends leave me out in a game.
I was scared when I went in the basement and my big brother turned off the lights.
Some people are quiet. Some are loud. Some people are shy. But we all should feel proud of who we are and what we can do. Just be glad that you are you. Sometimes people may try to get you to do or say something you feel is wrong. But you're special enough to make up your own mind about what is right for you. Hey, give yourself a nice warm hug.
This is Professor U.B. Smart speaking to you from my research center. I have programmed my computer to help me study what makes each person special. I have told my computer to begin by exploring the differences in the way people do things. I am now ready to begin processing. Aha! Some people run faster, some people read faster, some people jump higher, some people dance better, some people see farther. Oh, this is a lot. Some people throw better, some people tie a bow better, some people have a better sense of direction, some spell better, some sing better, some smile more. Hold it, computer, hold it, wait! This is too complicated. Please simplify. What does it mean? Ah, I see. It says here that nobody is good at everything, but everybody is good at something. And there's one thing that you can do better than anyone else in the whole world. Be yourself. Be yourself. Now that is special.
People are different. The way we look, the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we do things. This makes each of us special. It's important to like and accept ourselves the way we are. Sometimes we have a problem doing this, and we may need some help.
Sometimes things happen to us. Things that make us feel sad or bad. Nobody feels good all the time, so it's natural to feel sad sometimes. When you are feeling a little down, you have an argument with a good friend, or somebody says something to hurt your feelings, or things just aren't going well. Or maybe you feel bad about something you've said or done. Any of the things that can make you feel you're not strong enough, or smart enough, or good enough. You need to talk things over with someone. One place you can always find an adult to talk to is right in your own school. As a teacher, I know that it's important that my students learn and improve not just in reading and spelling and math, but in other ways too, like understanding their feelings. When you feel good, you just naturally do better in all things. You might want to talk to your teacher or a favorite teacher from another class, or maybe there's a guidance teacher in your school. But the important thing is to talk to an adult you can trust, one you can share your problems with. There's a funny thing about problems. They only seem to weigh half as much when you share them with someone you trust. There's always time during the day to have a private talk with a teacher. And remember, every adult in your school wants you to feel good and positive. So don't go around thinking you have to solve your problems all by yourself. Ask for a little help the next time you don't like the way you feel. You'll be surprised at how easily your feelings can improve.
When you like and accept yourself, you're usually happy, and people like to be around you. When you like yourself, it's easier to like others. You're good company and a good friend. A friend is someone you can play with and cry with if you must. But most of all, I think, a friend is someone you can trust. Friendship means being kind. Friendship means caring. Friendship means doing nice things, and friendship means sharing. Friendship means helping each other out. That's what friendship is all about. But just as you are different and special, so your friends are different too. All my friends are different, no two are the same. Some of them, well, they act real wild, some act much more tame. Let's visit with a few of them, hear what they have to say. The differences you'll find in them are just like night and day.
I enjoy music.
enjoy baths.
I love water, too.
I enjoy a good story.
I enjoy laughs.
I enjoy thinking.
I like a good health plan. And I enjoy smelling and stinking up the land. Oh, there's Slim. Better get out of here.
All my friends are different, each and every one. All my friends are different. Friendship, so much fun.
Hello, all you little kiddies. It's your old and best friend, Harry T. Sludge. I'm going to share some secrets for making friends. Now, first of all, it's very important to share. But only what belongs to other people. Your stuff belongs to you. And if you don't let anybody else touch it, they'll really respect you for it. Another thing is, you have to always get your own way. And people will really like you for that one. Now, if somebody whispers a secret, be sure you tell everybody. What a great laugh you'll have. And if someone's upset, you should cheer them up by laughing at them. Or else just not paying any attention and walking away. Pretty soon they'll just leave you alone. I mean, what kind of friend are they to try and spoil your day? You know, you can kind of tell the kind of friend I am by all the people who like me. Where are they? Oh, they must be down the road. I gotta go. Oh, friends! Friends, where are you? Oh, hello. Where are you there?
One of these days, I'm going to catch that guy and help him understand what real friendship means. Did you ever stop to think that some of your best friends live with you? That's right. They're members of your own family. People in a family love and care about each other. And this is true for humans and animals. Nobody is quite like you. You are special. No one looks just like you do. People can be tall or short, have curly hair or straight, have colored skins of different sorts, but there's just one you. You are great. You are unique. There's only one of you around. And when you speak, only one voice has your sound. You are special. No one is an exact copy. You are special. That's the way it's meant to be. So long, and remember, you are special.
Both formal workshops and informal consultations in the use of ITV are provided at no charge to schools. For more information, contact the Department of Learning Services, WILL-TV, 1110 West Main Street, Urbana, Illinois, 61801. For more information about instructional television broadcast services, Contact the Department of Learning Services, WILL-TV, Channel 12, 1110 West Main Street, Urbana, Illinois, 61801. WILL-TV, Channel 12, now concludes today's instructional television broadcast service.
A courtroom, often the scene of high drama and intense personal stress. On Discover the World of Science, we'll find out whether emotional stress can actually trigger heart attacks. We'll see kids learn things can be more than they seem. Set, go. We'll run an iguana race in the Galapagos Islands. And we'll invent some crazy ways to be king of the mountain. I'm Peter Graves. Join me now on Discover the World of Science.
GTE brings you more than the power of light, precision materials, and telecommunications. A grant from GTE also brings you the power of a new world in Discover the World of Science. At GTE, the power is on.
Up here, it's easy to relate a map to reality. Now down there is the Boston Public Garden. There's the Longfellow Bridge, which is here. And right down there is where the Boston Pops plays, the Esplanade. With a bird's eye view, map reading is easy. Down here, it's a different matter. Trying to get from Paul Revere's house to the Old North Church has baffled many a tourist, even with the aid of the Freedom Trail. Still, the ability to learn things about the real world from maps or models or symbols of reality is one of the things that makes us human. And it turns out that it starts when we're very young.
Ariel, are you making something now?
These preschoolers are hard at work baking cakes. Lending a hand is psychologist Judy DeLoche.
These children are pretending, a kind of play that parents always find charming. But the psychologists find not just charming, but very interesting. Because in this kind of pretense or symbolic play, one of the things that children do is use an idea to guide their actions. So the idea of a cake is controlling what these children are doing. And in the process, they can take some object and think of it as something other than what it actually is.
How do you make a party?
Well, I'm pouring some juice for all the grown-ups.
You're pouring some juice for all the grown-ups?
Yep.
Employing flour as juice is one example of symbolic play. And it's this obvious ability children have to see one thing as something else that captured DeLoche's attention. At the University of Illinois, she studies how well children understand symbolic relationships. This morning, she'll get some help from young Amos here, who is 2½.
Here's Big Snoopy, and this is his little friend. This is Little Snoopy.
Oh.
We're going to play a game with them today. Okay? See his table?
Yeah.
He's got a count.
The game Judy plans will test whether Amos sees the relationship between a scale model, Little Snoopy's room, and the life-size room next door, Big Snoopy's room. Judy does her best to point out the connection to Amos before the game begins.
Now look, here's Little Snoopy's couch and his little pillow. See, it's just like Big Snoopy's. Amos?
Then the real fun starts.
Big and Little Snoopy like to play hide and seek.
Okay.
And you know what? They like to hide in the same places.
Let's play.
Okay, I'm going to hide Little Snoopy in his room, And then I'm going to hide Big Snoopy in the same place in his room. Look, I'm hiding little Snoopy right there. See? He's hiding right there. Now you wait here while I go hide Big Snoopy. I'm going to hide him in the same place in his room, okay?
And I'll go find him.
Okay.
She always puts Big Snoopy in the corresponding spot in his room. But will Amos get the connection?
Okay, Amos. Big Snoopy's ready. Can you come find him? Remember, he's hiding in the same place in his room that little Snoopy's hiding in.
Yes, he's hiding.
Remember, Big Snoopy's hiding in the same place that little Snoopy's hiding.
Nope.
Nope.
It's quite a challenge.
Do you remember where I hid little Snoopy?
Yeah.
I hid little Snoopy under his pillow.
And it's only with help from Judy that Amos finally succeeds.
Good, you found him. Good.
Now she'll ask Amos to find little Snoopy. No problem now.
Good job, Amos. Good for you.
So it wasn't that Amos simply forgot where Snoopy was.
Big Snoopy says, good job, Amos. The problem for the younger children is that they don't understand that the model is a symbol for the room. They don't understand that the model stands for the room. So that they don't realize that what they know about the model is relevant to understanding what's going on in the room. And I'll tell you when Big Snoopy's ready, and then you can come find him, okay? You wait here while I hide him.
So when do children first grasp the connection between the model room and the real thing? This is Mimi. She's 3, just 6 months older than Amos.
Okay, Mimi. Big Snoopy's hiding. He's hiding in the same place in his room where little Snoopy's hiding. Can you find him? Is he there? Good girl. Good for you. You found
All the 3-year-olds Judy DeLoche has tested do as well as Mimi. And it's the first time symbolic understanding has been demonstrated in children this young.
Good job, Mimi. What develops is the ability to use increasingly abstract and increasingly arbitrary symbols. So a 3-year-old can understand that a pillow represents a pillow, but they may not be able to understand that an X on a treasure map represents a particular place in the world where you can go dig and find pieces of 8 buried in the sand.
Understanding the symbolic relationships of maps is more complicated than finding Big Snoopy. Instead of matching just one thing to another, these 4- and 5-year-olds need to relate many bits of information to the map as a whole. It isn't easy, and their difficulties fascinate University of Michigan psychologist Henry Wellman and his student David Utall. Watching how children play in these situations helps them to figure out the child's view of the world.
One of the things they're getting out of this kind of play is an understanding of the spatial perspective that you have to understand maps. Yeah. And that's a very different one from traveling around in the environment and seeing buildings head-on and things like that.
Now, these children already know the difference between a view from the street and the aerial perspective used by maps.
Oh, Teddy, where's your map going?
To Michigan, to China.
But when they see a map, do children form a mental picture to help them navigate through unfamiliar space? To find out, Wellman and Utall designed this playhouse of 6 identical rooms and a simple map to go with it. Each room has a different stuffed animal inside.
This is a map of the playhouse. See, it's a big picture, and it shows you where all the animals are. See this animal? What animal is that?
The pig.
Okay, now we're going to learn where all the animals live on the map, so that when we go in the playhouse, you'll know exactly where they are. I'm going to cover them with these cards, and I'm going to see if you know which animal lives underneath which card.
The first step for 5-year-old Angeline is to memorize the location of all the animals.
Do you know what animal lives here?
Frog.
Let's see. Good. Which one's here?
The bunny rabbit.
Good.
Angeline learns the map in just a few minutes. David and Angeline will now follow a simple route through the playhouse. The question is whether Angeline will be able to remember the relationships on the map once they're inside the real thing.
What animal lives behind this?
Frog.
How do you know that? Let's see. Wow. You know what animal lives behind this door?
A bear.
Let's see. Wow, you're right. And how about behind this door?
Cat.
Let's see. That's right.
Angeline's competence is impressive, but that's not unusual for 5-year-olds who do far better than kids just 1 year younger.
Do you know what animal lives behind this door?
Bunny rabbit.
Let's see. You're right. Do you know what animal lives behind?
So by the time they are 5, children can already grasp the relationship between a map and the reality it represents.
Wow, it is the pig.
But there's often more to reality than meets the eye. And it turns out that it's also around 5 years of age that kids first realize that things in the real world aren't always what they seem. In Toronto, Alison Gopnik and Janet Astington use a classic experiment to explore how kids actually see the world, a child's personal representation of reality.
A very important kind of representation are the representations we have in our own minds, the beliefs or the ideas we have about the world. And these studies are designed to find out what children know about their own ideas or representations of the world and other people's mental representations of the world. We're going to show you some things and
The question is, do young children understand their ideas about the world in the same way we do?
Look at this. What's inside?
Crayons.
Good. Let's open.
One way to do this is to give them ideas that turn out to be wrong. This is 5-year-old Megan.
What are they?
Candles.
Good. Now we'll put them back, and we'll close it up again. Okay. Now, when you first saw the box, all closed up like this, what did you think was inside it?
Crayons.
You can see that the 5-year-olds not only can answer these questions, but they almost do it in a fairly blasé kind of way. They really understand these ideas very well, and they're sometimes even a little surprised that you would even ask them the questions. What does Ernie think is inside it?
Crayons.
With the 3-year-olds, you can see not only are they getting it wrong, but very often they're kind of concentrating. They're working on it. Look at this. What's inside there?
Colorings.
Colorings? Okay. Let's open it and see what's inside.
Candles.
What are they?
Candles.
Good. Now, when you first saw the box, all closed up like this, what did you think was inside it? What did you think was inside it, Simon, when you first saw it?
Candles.
Good.
Unlike 5-year-old Megan, 3-year-old Simon just can't recapture his first false idea about the crayon box. And he'll assume that Ernie shares his point of view.
The box is all closed up. What does he think is inside it?
Simon doesn't understand we can have ideas in our minds that are different from the way the world really is.
What does he think is inside it?
Candles.
Okay, good. As grown-ups, as adults, we take a lot of these things for granted. We simply assume that understanding something like the fact that your ideas changed or understanding that different people could have different beliefs, that's something that's so deeply, deeply ingrained in our whole way of functioning, of being in the world, that it's very hard for us to imagine that a child could genuinely, seriously not make those kinds of distinctions. And that's part of the reason why every time you do it, even when you've done it many times, there's this sort of surprise of, look, they really don't think the same way that we do.
But by the time kids are 6 and 7, they think quite a bit like we do. They're learning to read and write, to master symbolic systems that will become increasingly important as they grow older. Are these simply isolated skills, or are children acquiring a deeper understanding of how symbolic systems actually work? Larry Scripp and Lyle Davidson from Harvard University's Project Zero are trying to find out.
After the Lawrence group?
They've come to the Cambridge Friends School to talk with 1st and 2nd graders about a symbolic system these children don't know and its relationship to something they do know.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
You know this song?
Songs are something these kids have grown up with, but today they'll be doing something new, figuring out how to write them down.
Imagine you're writing this song for a kid who's never heard the tune before, and you can do anything you'd like to write it down. Lines, dots,
shapes, numbers.
They'll invent their own notation systems. That is a complicated task involving rhythm and phrasing and the melody. They have been exposed to some notation systems already, reading and writing words and numbers. But do they understand the theory behind these systems enough to invent one of their own? There's tremendous variety, and some of the simplest looking drawings can be quite complex. This one shows individual notes and phrasings.
Row, row your boat. So she's very conscious of what she's doing here. Now the direction is important because it shows the structure of the phrases. We have phrase 1, phrase 2, phrase 3.
So this one's an invented notation. This one is...
The next step is to see if the interpretations are correct. This is Catherine, a first grader whose carefully planned system combines arrows and numbers to represent the tune.
So Larry knows how this
It's like that 7 is sort of, well, it's 3 away from 10.
Yes.
So that means that it's sort of a high note. And the 5 is sort of between 1 and 10. It's exactly in the middle.
Right.
So it's sort of a medium high note.
And when Catherine sings back from notation, she reads her symbols with perfect consistency.
La 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 la. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
So by the age of 7, some kids not only know the symbolic systems taught in school, they grasp the principle of symbolism well enough to invent sophisticated systems of their own. Symbols are everywhere, and knowing that young kids like these can understand them is a dramatic development in our understanding of childhood. And the closer we look, the more we realize how crucial our early encounters with symbols are in teaching us the rules of symbolic communication. I'd like you to meet a couple of my friends. This is Mittens. She's a Pomeranian, bred to be an entertaining household pet. And this is Sabrina. She's an English sheepdog, originally bred to be an intelligent worker on the farm. Almost all of the hundreds of dog breeds we have today were actually given their characteristics by man, using techniques of crossbreeding and selection. The ability of dog breeders to create new breeds, and particularly how rapidly they can do it, fascinated the great 19th century naturalist Charles Darwin. In fact, Darwin's appreciation of dog breeding in many ways prepared him for what he would find when he arrived at a small group of islands off the coast of Ecuador. It was in 1835 that Darwin came to the Galapagos Islands and was dazzled by its wildlife. But he was also puzzled. Animals here are different from island to island. For instance, the shape of a tortoise's shell on one island differs from that on the island next door. So does the shape of a bird's beak. And the land iguana, the subject of this story, varies in size. Very large on some islands, much smaller on others. Darwin eventually explained such differences with his theory of natural selection. He believed different conditions on the various islands favored the survival of animals with different characteristics. Over time, animals evolved to fit their environment.
We'll get camp set up this afternoon.
Biologists like Howard and Heidi Snell have been coming to the Galapagos ever since Darwin published his Origin of Species. They have the opportunity to do what Darwin couldn't, test his theory by observation and experiment. The Snells have come to Plazas, smallest of the Galapagos Islands, and home to the smallest land iguanas. Here, adult iguanas are so little, Heidi can catch them with her bare hands. On the much bigger island of Santa Fe, the iguanas need a different approach. Iguanas here are 3 times the size of their cousins on Plazas. And even this one isn't as big as they can get.
This individual's not a big male from this island. He probably weighs about, 14 to 15 pounds. And interestingly enough, if we look at him here, if we can sort of mentally stretch him out against me. His body length is pretty close to as long as mine, since we measure body length from the tip of the snout, which would be my chin, and on down here to his tail, which would be my waist. We're just about the same size.
Why are Plazas iguanas small and Santa Fe iguanas big? That's the question the Snells started tackling 9 years ago, and they think they've finally got the answer. But to begin at the beginning, most biologists agree the Galapagos iguanas are descendants of animals that floated here from the mainland on rafts of jungle vegetation. Now, it's possible a size difference exists today because different islands were populated by different families, some of big iguanas, others of small iguanas. So the Snells checked out over 1,400 iguanas on 7 islands to see whether size is related to family lineage. They found iguana scale patterns are often similar regardless of size, that large and small iguanas can be closely related. So family background is not the answer.
The next idea was that perhaps it's something about the local environment of each island that makes a different size optimal or best on each island.
This, of course, was Darwin's idea of natural selection. And the Snells are now testing it here on tiny Plazas Island by trying to find out if being small is better.
Which direction, north, south?
They start by catching baby iguanas.
We've got a hatch in here that we need to catch. We've got him.
The idea here is simple. Follow every single hatchling on the island for as long as it lives, and over time, maybe some factor will turn up that favors the survival of small iguanas over big ones.
Okay, got another small, recently hatched hatchling. He's still got a little umbilical cord. Well, actually, it's like an umbilical cord where he's attached to the yolk of the egg. Real small and very feisty. They're real warm. He looks like a nice, robust one. Real fat little guy. They're very nice when they're naive. When they come out of the hull, they don't know our noose.
The Snells' research may be simple in principle, but it requires catching every one of the 300 to 400 iguanas born on Plazas each year, no matter where they're hiding out.
My hands usually don't fit underneath there. And there's also a problem with centipedes and scorpions in here, so it's not exactly the most fun thing to stick your hand in a hole that it doesn't fit in.
Each capture makes all the hard work worthwhile.
There you go.
There we go.
Back at camp, the hatchlings are measured and weighed.
Okay, let's get this guy's snout vent length. This is number 1035, which caught at the top of section D, and it's a new hatchling. First one we've caught this year.
There you go. And that is 14.42.
A chart is kept for each hatchling.
Let's do the mass.
The newborns will vary from 11 to 18 centimeters long and 35 to 44 grams in weight.
And he's 35 grams.
That's just variation among the hatchlings of any one year. They come in different sizes, different nests, different size hatchlings, different mothers, sometimes different size hatchlings. What we're after is to see whether there's a difference in the survivorship of these hatchlings of different sizes.
Tiny branding irons mark each hatchling to keep track of who's who.
Here's the 3.
And then each hatchling is released in the exact same spot it was caught. To set them free somewhere else could confuse them and affect their survival.
Yeah, that's him, 1037. Okay, this is where we caught him?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Off he goes. There you go, pal.
Bye-bye, little one.
Well, we'll see him in a year.
Maybe.
When Howard and Heidi returned to Plazas the first year after releasing marked hatchlings, they were in for a surprise. If it is an advantage to be small on Plazas, you'd expect more small hatchlings than large ones to survive. But the Snells found the opposite. Year after year, the survivors have always been among the largest hatchlings. The results are baffling.
38.
And now the Snells are literally running an experiment to understand why, at least for hatchlings, it's better to be big.
We think that it may be that large hatchlings are faster and can evade predators better than small hatchlings. And this is just a simple experiment to see if the large ones do, in fact, run faster than the small ones. This first one that we're going to sprint is a small hatchling compared to some of the others, which will be quite large. So let's see what he can do. Are you ready there at the stopwatch?
Yes.
Okay, go.
Good.
What did we get?
2.5 seconds this time.
Yeah, okay. Go.
Got it. Okay, good. And that's 2 seconds.
Good. Okay, let's see what this big one can do, Heidi.
Okay.
Get set, go.
Okay. 1.5 seconds.
Well, that's a fast one.
These experiments may explain why it's better for hatchlings to be big, but leave unanswered the original question, why are adults here so small? That mystery wasn't solved until a searing drought hit the island.
As you can see, these plants, which are normally covered in the rainy season with leaves and lots of food for iguanas, are completely bare. What that means is that there's nothing for iguanas to eat, and they're stressed for food. They starve because of this lack of food caused by a drought.
Plazas gets the most severe droughts of all the islands in the Galapagos, and this drought wiped out almost 1/4 of the adult iguanas.
The drought on the islands was hard on me, just because I did lose a lot of the animals that I considered old friends. I mean, some of the first animals that we marked that we'd seen year after year, day after day, did die during the drought. And I found that particularly disturbing. But that's the way things go.
Keep that loose skin, though. And there's chest. That's where the brand will be.
The Snells immediately set out to see which animals perished in the drought and which ones didn't.
Looks like it's going to have to dry out for a day or two.
Looks like it might be 3-digit, at least a 9 for sure.
One by one, the dead iguanas were identified from what remained of their brand numbers. As Howard searched through his computerized data, the answer to why Plazas iguanas are so small at last began to emerge. The drought was selective in which animals it killed, and it was mainly the largest iguanas that perished.
This effect of the drought really solved the puzzle for us, because occasionally it's very, very bad to be big. And when it's very bad to be big, presumably because of this food effect, lack of food, then that shows us why the iguanas are small overall on Plazas. The large ones just cannot survive severe droughts.
Severe droughts occur about every 20 years on Plazas, regularly eliminating large iguanas. So the Snells have found 2 different selection pressures at work here, one favoring large hatchlings, the other smaller adults. Charles Darwin would be pleased by so elegant an example of natural selection in action. It's a good old staple of television drama, and it often takes place at a courtroom. The prosecutor presses relentlessly, and the hapless defendant or the witness with the guilty secret gets more and more agitated under the strain. And then at the climactic moment, he clutches his chest, gasps for breath, and keels over of a heart attack. Natural justice prevails. But does that really happen? Does acute mental and emotional stress actually trigger heart attacks? Well, not only does the answer appear to be yes, but new evidence suggests that just the normal stresses of daily living can trigger miniature heart attacks without us even knowing they've happened.
Morning.
Tony Malazzi runs a successful insurance business. It's been in his family for 3 generations now. But 4 years ago, at the age of 34, Tony found out that the business wasn't the only thing he inherited from his father and grandfather, both of whom died of heart attacks.
I just had a sixth sense that because it had happened in the rest of my family, it probably was happening to me, although I really didn't want to believe it. And it took a long time to adjust to the concept that you have something, a problem with your heart.
And it's going to protect
Tony's problem is coronary artery disease, discovered after he collapsed and was hospitalized last year. Though young, he's a typical candidate for a potentially fatal heart attack. A family history, overweight, hard driving. His heart is in trouble, and this little tape recorder attached to electrodes stuck on his chest is watching out for when trouble strikes. Tony's involved in a research project to find out if mental stress, the sort he runs into every day, can cause his heart to become dangerously starved of oxygen. In Boston, Dr. Andrew Selwyn and Joan Berry are about to check the monitor Tony's been wearing on his hip round the clock for the past 48 hours.
We just finished another 48 hours on the monitor here.
Several times in the last 2 days, Tony has broken out in cold sweats, probably because his heart has been starved of oxygen. But he's had no pain.
Anything in the chest with it, or do you feel nothing?
No, I feel nothing.
Tony's been keeping a diary, recording when he felt he was under stress.
Let's see the time. So you started when?
The first thing, I had a real stressful phone call. Yo. Yep. What's the one problem, Richard?
If the stress of this call did affect his heart, the monitor should have recorded it.
That's the way it's designed to do it. The only reason that we got involved is because there was a late payment involved. That was the only reason.
He picked up the phone and got really excited with some client who made him upset. Here, 20 minutes later...
The record shows the electrical activity of Tony's heart, his EKG, and it reveals that during and after the call, his heart was indeed being starved of oxygen.
The abnormal area while he's under some stress.
Normally, Tony's heart gets enough oxygen-rich blood to beat properly, despite the disease narrowing his coronary arteries. The EKG changes, as it did during Tony's stressful phone call, if the heart's demand for oxygen exceeds its supply. This condition of oxygen starvation is called ischemia, and if it persists, can lead to a heart attack when part of the heart dies, or even sudden death when the heartbeat goes out of control.
All right, here's some more episodes when he is out and about driving his car and has noted no special activities.
Tony's EKG monitor showed his heart again became ischemic while he was battling traffic. Even though he didn't know it, his heart was struggling to cope with the shortage of oxygen.
He ended up getting a $50 ticket for speeding.
That explains it. So he was upset.
The Boston research on Tony and similar patients has linked mental stress with episodes of ischemia. But is the link direct? Across the country, at Los Angeles' Cedars-Sinai Hospital, researchers are trying to prove not just that stress causes ischemia, but what kind of stress.
Yeah, I did two things.
The research is directed by Drs. Noel Berry and Alan Rosansky.
The work that's been done with ambulatory monitoring and diaries has been very important because it has suggested a potential link between mental stress and the occurrence of ischemia in some patients. The fact that these observations have been made on ambulatory monitoring don't prove a causal relationship.
To prove causality, to say for sure that mental stress causes ischemia and cardiac death, you need to come into the laboratory where conditions can be controlled.
Larry Quilling has volunteered to come to the laboratory. First, his heart is monitored while he exercises. A test similar to this is a standard way of diagnosing coronary artery disease.
Appropriately for this stage.
A test Larry had one noontime a year ago.
At 2 in the afternoon, the guy said, you know, you've got a clean bill of health. That night after dinner at a friend's house, I started having chest pains, arm pains, ended up in the emergency room. An hour later, a cardiologist told me, you're having a heart attack and we may have to do surgery. And that was it. But it was just, even when he told me, I couldn't believe it. I said, you know, not me.
This is one of the problems with conventional exercise tests to diagnose heart disease. The EKG can miss the fact that the heart is becoming ischemic. So the Los Angeles researchers are using a large camera-like device that can look at the beating heart directly. Larry's normal heartbeat is on the left. When he exercises on the right, his heart does not fully contract, a sure sign that it's starved of oxygen. So there's no doubt that physical stress can make Larry's heart ischemic. The real question is whether the mental stress of running a large furniture-making business does the same thing. Larry is already convinced the stress affects his heart.
I don't think there's any doubt but what stress was 80% of the reason that I had a heart attack. I can create stress in my life by laying in bed at night, and I can start thinking of things that are going on in the business or in other parts of my life, and can literally break out in a sweat and feel my heart bouncing around in my chest.
But scientific proof that stress affects his heart is harder to come by, and involves watching his heart with the imaging device while he is mentally stressed in the laboratory. He is also hooked up to an automatic blood pressure monitor. His blood pressure, one measure of stress, starts at a normal 138/87. The first stress test begins.
Remember to say the color of the ink, not the printed word, and to work as fast as you can. We will now begin.
Blue, red, yellow, blue, yellow, green.
Out loud.
Blue.
Louder.
Yellow, red, blue, yellow.
You missed green.
Blue.
Noel Berry deliberately harasses him to increase his stress, and his blood pressure responds.
Red.
As fast as you can.
Red, yellow, green, red, blue.
No, yellow.
Red, green, red, yellow, green,
Faster.
blue, yellow, red.
Okay, that's it.
The test looked stressful, and Larry's blood pressure rose over 30 points. But the EKG stayed normal. And more important, the imaging device also showed that his heart coped perfectly well with the stress. But now it's on to test number 2.
Begin counting backwards by sevens from the number 3,245.
2,338, 2,331.
Faster.
3,224, 2,327. 3,217.
Larry is struggling this time.
310, 3,166.
3,154. Accurate.
3,147.
As a businessman, Larry has a greater stake in his math skills, and now the stress is beginning to have an impact on his heart. The monitor shows the first signs of ischemia.
3,042, 3,035, 3,028, 3,021, 3,014, 3,000.
His blood pressure is up 60 points.
3,000, 2,993, 3,086, 3,000.
Okay, time's up.
The test was tough on Larry, and it was tough on his heart. Was this because he had a greater personal investment in the task? Is stress more likely to cause ischemia the deeper the emotion it taps? To find out, the last test involves giving a speech about his personal failings. Not just to the researchers, but to the Discover camera, too.
Directly at us while you talk. Begin.
Obviously, I have several qualities that I'm not very pleased with. I think most people do. Impatience. I get very critical of people, especially employees sometimes. Too tough. Family members. For example, my wife is learning how to play golf. Naturally, being a beginner, why has her problems on the course, and I sometimes am a little impatient. I bark at her, growl at her, then feel guilty halfway through the round. Then find myself.
What's interesting this time is that Larry appears to be handling the task quite well, but his surface calm is hiding considerable psychological stress.
How did you feel during this task?
It's very stressful, especially when you talk to total strangers about things that are personal, and it in sweating.
And how does this compare to the other tasks?
Well, this is by far the most difficult. Much more stressful, a lot of agony involved with this one.
And his heart felt it. The ischemia was as bad as it had been during vigorous exercise, showing just how powerfully acute stress, especially emotional stress, can affect the heart.
Larry's a very good example of the ability of mental stress to cause this ischemia or lack of blood supply in patients with heart disease. We know it can occur in the laboratory. There's evidence to suggest a link in daily life, and there's now reason, therefore, to be concerned about the effects of mental stress in some patients with heart disease in their daily lives.
There's no doubt about it that my lifestyle was killing me. And even since my heart attack, if I hadn't made the changes that I have made, I would probably be dead now.
Then don't worry about it.
Tony Malazzi, too, is trying to control the stress in his life. He's learning from his portable monitor what's most likely to trigger his ischemia, in the hope that he can lessen the chances that one day it could become fatal.
Most people aren't aware of it until I walk into the emergency ward. I consider myself fortunate to be able to have that information ahead of time. Not that it can't happen to me this afternoon or tomorrow, but at least I have done everything that humanly is possible to do with the technology at the state that it is today.
This one. There. You know, this model comes with this whole stack of directions, diagrams, all of it. And I think I've managed to put it together pretty well. We'll see. But imagine how much harder it would be to build a machine this complicated with no directions at all. That's exactly the task facing 200 students in MIT's design engineering class. What they have to do is take this box of junk. Look, parts, scraps, all sorts of things. Looks like what was left over when I finished that. And they have to design something and make it work.
The innovative idea at MIT is that creativity in design and engineering can be taught. Professor Woody Flowers and his staff have developed a course and a contest called 270 to do just that.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be sort of sick kind of fun.
It's a learn by doing course.
This is the first class where you really have to sit down and say, okay, what's the real problem here?
The 270 engineering problem is to design and build a machine that can play king of the mountain. Each machine starts here and raises a ping pong ball as high as possible over the summit of this mountain, the area defined by these white lines. But whatever the design, it has to fit inside a starting volume 1 foot on each side. The machines have 30 seconds of power to reach the critical zone on top. The ball that's higher and inside the zone for 5 seconds after the power goes off is the winner. But the first challenge, as Professor Flowers explains, is coming up with a design idea.
The first thing the students have to do is learn to brainstorm a problem. And brainstorming is different than what they've done all their lives, because they've been taught to keep their mouth shut until they have the answer and then say, this is it.
Thinking of...
In brainstorming, they have to learn to reserve judgment and come out with many, many ideas.
Okay, let's talk about offensive tactics now. How we can get the other machine.
You could shoot a little, like, anti-tank missile to the other side, and then you could just have a small, fast car and just drive to the top, and they wouldn't be able to get near you.
Another offensive thing I was thinking about...
Brainstorming works best when one idea sparks another, and students get caught up in the design challenge.
I think if you could flip the other machine, you're going to win.
You know, we could probably use this for, like, a tank track type thing.
Each student is working up a different design idea, but they all start with the same kit.
It's fit in perfectly.
Structural materials to build the body of the machine.
Right, the perfect fit.
Power sources, such as motors and retractor springs. Wheels, and some puzzling parts the students have to figure out what to do with.
The ratios available in this motor are as follows.
Students get some help in the classroom from section leaders like Professor Mike Rosen. They learn, for instance, how to calculate gear ratios for maximum power or speed. And in this brief planning stage before construction starts, they get a chance to present their design ideas. Helen is working out a design she calls the Whacker.
This machine will get to the top of the mountain, it'll sit there, and it'll have a 2-foot sweeping radius.
We have to get out of notebook and concept land and into filth. You've got to be right into building and getting grease under your nails now.
And so the students dive in with just a few weeks to build their machines. They're encouraged to begin by experimenting with kit materials.
I cut this out of a printed circuit board like this, and the idea is that this will fit inside the grooves in the track.
Matt's experiments have taught him that his narrow wheel needs more friction.
I figured if I wrap a rubber band around the wheel, my traction will actually be better than about anything else that I've seen.
But the time for experiments passes very quickly. Students begin cutting up the precious kit materials to build their creations.
For me, one of the most satisfying things is to teach some of the students that they can be creative. You hand them the box, and they crack the box open, and there's a glow in there. And they find out, oh, I can do that too. And I think creating things is one of the very few fundamental sources of satisfaction in life. Being creative is like being in love.
It'll raise it like up here.
That creativity begins to show in the variety of arm designs. For lazy tongs that reach straight up, a pivot arm that cocks and springs, an arm that slides on metal brackets, and even an intricate hook and ladder arm.
I pull the trigger and it shoots back.
It's gonna get up there. This is gonna be tilted. It's just gonna snap. This is one of my links, and it's gonna be going like this as it then falls up. Bang!
This is the most ambitious arm of all, a telescoping design that reaches out 14 feet. But it still needs some work. Arms are not the only possible strategy. Ever since the brainstorming session, Christina's been concentrating on offense.
I've decided that my machine is going to keep the opponent as far away from the summit as possible. And I'm going to have a wedge in the front to push the other guy back and hopefully flip him over.
And David has an even more aggressive design underway.
Ping pong ball. I'm just going to drive up the mountain and then innocently approach my opponent, and when I get within range, I'll hit him. And then, in case I miss, I can just hit him again.
Now the toughest construction phase begins, the detail work. Every joint, every part has to work right if the machine is going to work right. 48 hours to go, the pressure's on. Time to finish up in the shop and start testing the machines on the practice mountain.
We really encourage the students to make something that works quickly so that they can identify what the problems really are. Their pre-visualized notions about how a machine will behave quite often are not right.
Whoa. To build something like this is easier said than done. I mean, there's people with great ideas that just couldn't be built. I spend like 1/3 of the time building my machine and 2/3 of the time correcting it.
After testing and tinkering, Helen's whacker is working just the way she designed it. And this harmless-looking device is also a success. Matt's narrow wheeler races up the test track, mowing down a stand-in opponent.
If you can imagine all that momentum crashing into whatever's over in his starting box if he stays there, he's history. He's gone.
And some of the students who have great detail ideas won't have the right whole concept. Some students will have wonderful concept ideas, but not be able to pull off all the details. And the people that win will be the people that have good ideas on all scales and have executed those ideas very well.
The big night. In a single elimination tournament, one student would become king of the mountain. Now remember the rules. The winner is the ping pong ball that's highest over the summit. And here, the arm on the left is clearly higher, but the machine on the right pushes it off the top and outside the white stripes to win the match.
I want to take this cart up the hill and leave this piece right behind.
Key has designed an outboard ping pong ball, complete with Mickey Mouse trim. In his first round contest, Key heads straight for the top, towing his Mickey behind a low rider vehicle. His car gets stalled, but his Mickey is perched on the summit, and Key defends it successfully.
Ready, get set, go!
This match shapes up as a classic tower duel. The lazy tongs extend far above the mountaintop, but the telescoping arm also pokes up toward the ceiling. The arms battle high over the summit, and the lazy tongs win by a crucial few inches. Christina has completed her wedge machine, including some flashy racing stripes and an unmistakable red ball. She's also worked out her offensive strategy.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get over the top as fast as possible, and then if I have to, I can drop my ping pong ball off, and actually push over the opponent.
Christina plants her red ball right on the mountaintop, assuring victory. But she pilots the wedge machine down the opponent's slope to show off her deadly design.
Yeah, I'm ready as ever. I got all 4 motors going. I'm psyched. New design, sunglasses, I'm set.
After the contest is over, I'll tell you what my chances are.
Ready, get set, go.
Matt's machine immediately runs into trouble. The narrow wheels slip out of the rubber grooves. Matt wrestles with the joystick to regain control. He recovers, but he's lost precious seconds.